Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a science fiction horror film, What Lies Below. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The 16-year-old Lily is a shy girl. One day she meets her mom's new boyfriend, while staying in their cabin by the lake. As the sexy man walks out of the lake, half naked, Lily smells the man's strong hormone, and gets hooked immediately. Hormone Strong not only looks great, but also is a smart aquatic geneticist. He gives Lily a vintage bracelet, as soon as he knows that Lily is interested in archaeology. Hormone Strong also starts to introduce the history of the bracelet, but Lily hears nothing. All she can see now is his shining body muscles. Later, Lily even tries her new dress, hoping to make her hormone smelly and magnetic, so as to attract Hormone Strong. But she's so disappointed to notice that he focuses on her mother only. Lily learns that Hormone Strong and his team stay here for the ecologic study of the lake, trying to accelerate the evolution of those lake creatures, which are not able to adapt to seawater. During his stay there, Hormone Strong encountered her mother, who had been single for years, and is hungry for a new relationship. So she fell in love with this muscular man at first sight. After introducing his job, Hormone Strong takes some salads, but starts to cough terribly after just one bite. The mother seems so worried about what's going on with him, and Lily also shows her great concern. Feeling the care from both of them, Hormone Strong hugs her mother with a big smile, while placing his hand on Lily's shoulder gently to show his appreciation. Lily seems to get a hormone shock from his hand, and couldn't fall asleep that night. There is horny groaning coming from her mother's bedroom, so she decides to have a peep through the gap under the door, but is frightened to see a shadow flitting by. She rushes back to her room, and pretends to sleep. Hormone Strong doesn't notice her peeping. He stares at sleeping Lily at the door for a while, and then closes her door. The next morning, Lily runs into her mother flirting with Hormone Strong in the kitchen, and she is so jealous that she intentionally interrupts them. One day, Lily is bitten by a centipede while walking along the lakeside. Working nearby, Hormone Strong discovers and dresses her wound. Lily is so touched that she puts on the bracelet he sent, and grabs some beer to meet him in the basement. Then she learns Hormone Strong's study on the lamprey. Lampreys are ancient creatures that could live in both freshwater and seawater. They would attach themselves to other creatures, and suck their host's blood to live and reproduce. Due to human activities, the freshwater is decreasing, posing a threat to the freshwater creatures. Therefore, the lampreys become the key to his study. If he could make a breakthrough, he might be able to help the freshwater creatures migrate to seawater. Instead of Hormone Strong's study, what Lily really targets is his warm smile and sexy body meat. Later, while Lily accompanies Hormone Strong to the lake to collect some samples, her period floods her unexpectedly. Hormone Strong gently covers her with his clothes, but to her shock, he starts to suck his finger stained with her blood, which makes Lily extremely embarrassed and confused. She may believe the gross weirdo just likes to eat her hormones, rather than treat her a hormone game. She takes a shower to wash her dirty body as soon as she gets home, while Hormone Strong sneaks into the bathroom and tastes the clothes covered with her blood. In fear and confusion, Lily contacts her ladybro for help and asks her to come over. Lily's so worried that she cannot fall asleep again that night. As some red lights shine in through the window, she gets up to check it, but only to find Hormone Strong's heading to the red lights in the lake. She rushes out to the lake, but finds nobody there. Hormone Strong suddenly appears behind her, but stays bone dry inside and out. Lily's still very suspicious of all these strange things. The next morning, Lily finds her mother vomiting seriously. Under her repeated requests, Lily goes to a local pharmacy to buy some pregnant test kit. Right then, Lily happens to see Hormone Strong's dating some street girl on the street. She rushes out of the store, but is stopped by the salesman for payment. So she has to watch two of them leaving in a car. Upon arriving home, she sends the kit to her mother, but surprisingly finds Hormone Strong is actually the Hormone Fast, who reaches home far more quickly than she expects. Lying on the bed, her mother seems even weaker. But the mother insists she could be safe and sound with Hormone Strong's care. Lily shares with her arriving ladybro all the strange things that happen these days, and the lady suggests she make it clear to her mother. However, Lily completely falls asleep after eating something from the fridge, and there is not a trace of her friend after she wakes up. The mother says that her friend has already left, and shares the good news of her pregnancy. In fear, Lily tries to convince her to leave Hormone Strong for safety. However, the mother turns into great anger and slaps on Lily's face. In order to break them up, Lily then exposes to Hormone Strong her mother's real age. Hormone Strong leaves the room in anger once he gets to know her mother misclaimed her age, and she isn't young enough for his strong hormone. It's a sleepless night for Lily again that night. She goes out to check, after hearing some strange noise coming from the roof. While getting back, she's shocked to catch a violent but shameless hormone let-go scene, produced by her old mother and Hormone Strong. What's more, she notices some horrible objects moving right under his back skin. She's frightened up and runs back to her room. As the horny groaning disappears later, Lily checks it again, but finds the two are not there anymore. So she goes to look for her mother. When the red lights show up again from the lake, she drives her car closer with its headlights on, trying to take a clear look this time. But she forgets to pull up the handbrake. The car slides into the lake slowly, and is trapped in water. Lily is extremely desperate, since the only vehicle she could use to escape is broken down. With the high beams on, she notices the red lights are from a spaceship-like object landing on the lake. Returning to the house, she tries to call for help, but still can't get through. She calls her mother's phone instead. Following the mother's phone ringing, she comes to the basement where Hormone Strong has been studying. Wading through water on the basement floor, Lily finally finds her mother locked up in a huge glass tank, waiting for bearing. Lily tries to unlock her mother, and notices the marks on her braces, which are the same as marks on the basement wall. After waking up, her mother apologizes to Lily, and convinces her to leave right away. When they hear some footsteps approaching, Lily hides behind the tank, and sees Hormone Strong walks in with two monstrous feet. However, he couldn't walk through the water, until he wears a pair of boots, as some salt has been poured into the water by mistake. Now Lily realizes that Hormone Strong is a kind of creature, who's afraid of seawater, and his purpose is to brood offsprings that could adapt to seawater. Under his pushing, the mother finally gives birth to a baby monster. But soon, Hormone Strong turns unsatisfied, as she's too old to bear a healthy baby, who turns to be a hormone weak. Hormone Strong leaves the basement soon with the newborn Hormone Weak, and feeds a shining blue ball into the baby's mouth. To stop his return, Lily then locks the door quickly, and calls 911 with Hormone Strong's phone. But soon she discovers that all those failure calls she made are due to the signal jammers installed in the basement. Lily then smashes all the jammers, and finally gets through with 911. But she's terrified to see her friend's body has already become the food of lampreys. And soon, Hormone Strong breaks in, and tries to seize her. Fortunately, Lily grabs a bucket of salts in panic, and pours them all over Hormone Strong during their fight. The salts burn Hormone Strong's skin terribly, and paralyze him. Shortly after, Lily rescues her mother from the water tank. While she carries her injured mother, trying to walk out of the house, she gets knocked out suddenly. By the time she wakes up, she finds herself locked up in the basement. Then she sees several guys with the same look as Hormone Strong, walking downstairs. They break the white walls, revealing tons of hiding glass tanks with women's bodies. The Hormone Strong that Lily has hurt also walks down. He spits out a blue ball, and forces Lily to swallow it. Later, Lily is wakened by spraying water. Much to her panic, she finds herself lying in a locked glass coffin, surrounded by numerous others stuffed with young girls' bodies. Soon after, Lily gets used to the underwater environment, and begins to show her creepy smiles, implicating that she's become one of them. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Peace out.